Hello again, Capricorn. May 2014. I'm Dadhichi. It's your horoscope for the month, and I'd like to start off, as I do with most of the monthly forecasts, with somewhat of a theme, rather than becoming a clinical, astrological, technical exercise by rote date and aspects, etc., etc. I think it's important that we anchor what we're looking at different times of the year to specific sorts of energies or patterns that are emerging in your life. It's more the patterns in your life and the events that are happening that are of importance rather than the planetary configurations themselves, although they correlate and they're in synchronicity. In your case, Capricorn, Jupiter has jurisdiction over the place of loss. So that planet, and I've talked about this a couple of months ago in your case, has a marked influence on your relationships. Just now we see that Mars is in the right angle. So a lot of excessive energy can be put into a relationship, and the return that you're expecting out of that is not going to be forthcoming. So at what point do you determine, hey, I've done my bit for the cause, I've thrown in as much as I can, and I'm not particularly getting a lot back out of this? I mean, that happens in a lot of things. It could be the work that you're in. I don't want this concept to be limited to the relationships. It can have to do with your work, for example. You're working overtime. I see a lot of people these days. In the old days, when you worked overtime, you got paid for that. Now it seems that people simply are expected to work overtime. They're putting a lot of energy into the sorts of work that they're doing, the relationships that they love, and they're not getting much back. So this to me is the primary meaning of this specific transit, Jupiter in your 7th house. And upon that, because it's a heavily weighted planet, so it gives a lot of powerful energies in that area, but also at the right angles and the oppositions to some of the other planets like Mars, like Uranus, like Pluto. These are all planets that indicate power plays, emotional blackmail, aggression that can be suppressed. You do have opportunities to come out of that. For example, we see around the 10th of May, especially with respect to your career, a triangular aspect there forming from the 6th house. So communicate your displeasure is what this says. You'll have a good response from the people around you. You've got to be careful around the 11th not to be too passionate in your pleas and too aggressive in your demands. That's shown by the Venus opposite Mars. It's also a very passionate aspect, and that's one that may continue for a little while because Mars is going to remain in the same position in the zodiac for some time to come. That's your work sphere. So a lot of energy is going to be directed there. And in particular, I'm getting the vibe that the southern direction for some of you is going to be lucky. So if you're looking to a direction in which you can improve your profession, then that southern direction seems to be what's coming through, with Mars having directional strength in the 10th sector of your horoscope. A little bit of confusion in the following week there. That's precipitated by the right angle of Mercury to Neptune on the 11th, and then Venus in the challenging aspect to Jupiter on the 19th. That can be wasteful as well. So that seems to highlight what I'm saying here as to really determining exactly how much you're going to put into a project or a person before committing to that. Sun moves to your 6th house on the 21st. 6th house has to do with your health and the work and its related effects on your health. So this could be a period when you need to re-examine your dietary and work practices and really get back in shape, is what I see there. That's also highlighted again on the 29th with Sun in a hard aspect to Neptune. So there could be some information you get. Could it be a medical examination, something like that? Yes, that leaves you a little bit worried or confused. We have to look to other aspects on that date, such as Venus moving to the 5th house, Mercury to the 7th house, which would counteract some of the negative influences of that. So I'd say don't worry. The final aspect there I like on the 31st, Sun to Mars in the 10th house and 6th house, again bringing with it some extraordinary energy. A lot of you must be finding that you're doing well in your work, you've got a lot of energy for your work, and you're getting the response you want from the people that count. So what more can you ask for? Just work with the notion of not putting in too much for too little. Just really carefully economise on your time, your ideas and your money. And I'll leave you on that note till next month, but join me at astrology.com.au for a more detailed examination of your horoscope for the month, for the year and on a daily basis too. Take care now. Bye-bye.